Right, so you can see I've left some of these wires in here because I can't actually open the case. So you got the power pack in there still, and some of these fans I've left in because of the wires. But I've removed these fans over here. Alright, so this is my motherboard. You got the 4 RAM sticks, and you also got the CPU part, which is where the CPU goes, obviously, right next to the RAM. And then we've got the outside bit that will line up in the case. Now I'm not sure what this plate is, but I know it's a thermal thing for underneath the CPU. So now we're going to put in the CPU into that part of the motherboard there. So we're going to just put it here for now. First thing we got to do is take off this lever right here. So I'm going to slide it out from under the latch, put it all the way up so it's out of the way. And I'm going to pick it up by the edges so I don't touch the thermal paste or the pins underneath. And I'm going to put it in there, make sure it's firm so it doesn't budge around. And then I'm going to put the lever down and make sure that's in place. So now we're going to put on the heatsink, which actually requires brackets. This one requires brackets. Not every heatsink requires them. So we're just going to line these up with the hole. Sometimes it could be a little bit awkward, but some of them are more awkward than others depending on how you have to put on the brackets. Now, as you can see here, when I try and put it the wrong way around, it can't be that way around because there's something in the way. So I know that this is the right way around, but that's not always the case. There isn't always going to be something in the way, so make sure you check your manual. This one's actually the wrong way around, so I'm going to put it the right way around. Now, I can actually put the heatsink on. Now you can see it's already got the thermal paste on there, so all I have to do is put it on the CPU. Now, if you're getting all new parts, you're going to need to put thermal paste on there first, just a little bit. Now, that's pushed down straight onto the CPU. That's not moving a lot. Now it's in place. So once you've screwed in the brackets, now all you need to do is secure the actual heatsink itself. So you can use this, which is actually going around the brackets itself, which I put across the heatsink, and it's now going to clip onto the other side. Now it might be a bit awkward, I might have to wiggle it over a little bit because it's quite tight, but it needs to be like that so it's secure. And once I actually get it over the ledge or whatever it is, I can put this over. This lever pushes it down so it locks into place. Now it won't move. Now what we need to do is put the motherboard into the case. Now we've put the motherboard in the case and it's all lined up, we just need to put the screws in, make sure it's in place. So be careful not to miss out any that might be in the corner right here. So now that you've screwed in the motherboard, all you need to do now is put in the wires. So you see I've got the main power cables here, which will line up into here, which is the only place it really can go. So we just got to make sure we slot it into place. And there's only one problem I had with this, which was actually when I was trying to push it down, it actually wouldn't go in because the clip at the back wouldn't go over. So it took me a while to actually figure out how to push it in to get that clip to go over, because it wouldn't go in for a while. But eventually I managed to actually push it in without bending the motherboard too much. Now you've got this main lead in, you can put in these other cables. So most of them only go into one specific area, like that one I just put in. Now you've got these ones you need to sort out. So these ones will actually go into only specific places. Now some of them will be a little bit more awkward because you don't know where they go. Fortunately, most of the time they'll have words on the other side of them that will tell you where they go. Now this one's HD audio, as you can see, not really HD camera for viewing it, but I can put it in here because I know this is the HD audio bit. So I'll just put that one in. Now we just got to do the other wires. So now when we're gonna do the other wires after this one, these ones you don't know what order they go in, which is a problem, and this one. Now it does say USB on it and actually on the motherboard itself, but you still need a manual just to check where it actually goes. Now I'm going to put the RAM sticks in. So I'm going to pick these up by the sides. I'm going to make sure I'm not touching any of the circuitry or the pins, so I can't get my fingerprints all over them or anything like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to slot it into the RAM slots. Now computers have different configurations for this, so make sure you check your manual before you start putting them in. It's usually just the opposite of the same colour. Now once you actually slot this in, you should be able to just push it straight in. You can see here that these things actually are quite easy to move, and that's so you can just push it straight in, so you don't have to worry about it too much. So all you have to do is push this in, make sure you push it in both ends so it clips straight in like this, and then that's not going to move. So now you can make sure that's not moving, and once you made sure that's not moving, get the other ram stick. You can pick that one up by the sides as well, and you can also put that one in. Make sure you put it in the right way, because if you put it in the other way it just won't go in and you'll be really confused. You might end up breaking the ram stick. So again, push it in both sides, should just clip straight in. That's not going to move either. So now we're going to put the fans on. Now these are actually quite straightforward and simple. All you have to do is actually line it up with the holes in the case and screw it in. See, it goes perfectly next to the other ones. I've dropped a screw in here while I was putting in the fans. Now at times like these you want something called a claw pick, and if you don't have that, then you're probably going to have a tough time if you drop these screws inside the case, especially if you can't open it like me. So I'm just going to get the screw out. And it's actually quite easy, as long as you can see the screw and you can get to it. It's quite easy. Now all I have to do is put on the fan for the heatsink. Now I've got it here. Now all you have to do is put it on the heatsink and plug it into the motherboard so it can get power. So all I'm going to do is put it on here for now, and I'm going to get the little bit of wire here, and I'm going to stick it in. Make sure it's the right way around. It can only go in one way round, but you don't want to have to try it twice. So you put that in to there, usually right next to the heatsink as well, so it should be quite easy to find. Then I'm just going to move this wire out of the way quickly, because otherwise that's going to melt, chances are. And I'm just going to put it there, and then all I have to do is screw it in. Now this is my graphics card. I just need to make sure that when I put it in, it's lined up with the case and the slot. Right, so now all we have to do is put the case together. So I can just put this on the front here, and then I can go around making sure it's all clipped in. Wipe this little bit off. Let me just go get a tissue real quick. Where's the tissues? There we go. Nice tissue. Wipe that off. Make sure it's all clean. Right, now I'm going to put that in the bin. Just give me a minute while I do that. And back a cup. Right. So now all I've got to do is I've got to put the very last glass panel onto the computer. So I know this is the right way around because I checked just before. Put that on. It's quite easy. That's in place. Now all I've got to do is get the screws, put those on. So that's one, that's two, and then just put on the last two screws after this one. That's three. Just put that one on. Yep, that's on. And then the last one, number 4. Well done, you learnt how to count. FBI, open up! And now we just have to put the dust filter on, and the one on the bottom as well. Now, the one thing that I will say is that I couldn't open the case to get to the power supply and the hard drive because the way the manufacturers put it together, so I couldn't actually get to those parts in this video.